Welcome to Fun Facts Daily, your source for just the good stuff. Monday through Friday, we're bringing fun facts and news you can use, all carefully curated to uplift and inform. So give yourself a break, relax, and learn something awesome in just a few minutes every day. Hi everyone, I'm Kyle Wood, and today we're going to be learning all about manga. Now, this topic was a fan request, so thanks for the suggestion, Jay. I hope you enjoy it. And now, before we get into the facts, let's warm up our brains with a little challenge to see if you can tell fact from fiction. Consider this. Some say that in Japan, the manga or comics industry is so large that publishers will actually use more paper to print manga than the entire country uses to manufacture toilet paper. What do you think? Could the demand for reading material really outpace a basic sanitary necessity in a nation of over 120 million people? We'll find out at the end of the episode. Now for your word of the day. Our word for today is, fittingly enough, manga. That's M-A-N-G-A. Manga is the name for comics and graphic novels originating from Japan, conforming to a style developed in the late 19th century. In Japanese, the term is used to refer to all kinds of cartooning, comics, and animation, but in the rest of the world, it is strictly used to talk about Japanese comics. Manga isn't just simple comic strips for kids to enjoy. It's a medium encompassing a variety of genres, including action, romance, sports, historical drama, comedy, and science fiction, so there's really something for everyone. The word manga is composed of two kanji characters, man meaning whimsical or involuntary, and ga meaning picture. So it literally translates to whimsical pictures or impromptu sketches. The term first came into common usage in the late 18th century with the publication of picture books by Santo Kyoden, and later became an even bigger cultural phenomenon as the famous ukiyo-e artist Katsushika Hokusai published his Hokusai manga sketchbooks in 1814. Time for your daily high five, our top 5 fun facts about manga. Number 1. The earliest roots of manga date all the way back to the 12th century with a set of scrolls depicting anthropomorphic animals. The Choju-Jinbutsu-Giga, often translated as Scrolls of Frolicking Animals, is widely considered the oldest work of manga in Japanese history. These 4 picture scrolls were created by various artist monks during the 12th and 13th centuries. The drawings depict rabbits, monkeys, and frogs engaging in human activities like swimming, archery, and wrestling. The artwork is created entirely in black ink without any accompanying text, relying solely on sequential images to tell the story. This sequential storytelling technique is the basic principle for all modern comic books. Today, these historical artifacts are shared between the Kyoto National Museum and the Tokyo National Museum. The techniques used in Choju-Giga, particularly the right-to-left visual progression, directly influenced the layout of modern manga. The scrolls even use motion lines drawn behind the characters to simulate movement, which, as we all know, is still a common practice in comics today. Number 2. Manga is traditionally read from right to left, and this has caused some formatting issues with English translations. Unlike Western books that are read from left to right, traditional Japanese text is written vertically and read from top to bottom, moving from the right side of the page to the left. And the panels in manga books will follow this same directional flow. When you pick up a volume, the front cover is located where the back cover would be for an English book. Readers start at the top right panel of the right-hand page and work their way down and across. This layout preserves the original artistic framing and pacing intended by the creator. In the early days of importing manga to Western countries, publishers would flop the artwork mirroring the images so they would be read from left to right. But this mirroring process caused a number of visual errors, like right-handed characters suddenly becoming left-handed and words on clothing appearing backwards. Today, the vast majority of international publishers just keep the original right-to-left format to maintain the integrity of the artwork. So, to help readers, most translated volumes will include a brief instruction page at the back to teach new readers how to navigate the panels. Number 3. Ichiro Oda's pirate adventure series, One Piece, is neck and neck with Superman as the highest-selling comic series in human history. Since its debut in Weekly Shonen Jump magazine in July of 1997, One Piece has become a global publishing juggernaut. The series follows the adventures of Monkey D. Luffy and his crew as they search for the ultimate treasure. As of the time of this recording, the series has officially surpassed 600 million copies in circulation worldwide across over 100 collected volumes. This puts the relatively young manga series on par with some of the Western comic giants like Superman, at least in terms of overall sales. Except while Superman has had numerous writers over the decades, One Piece accomplished this under just a single author. A single chapter is published almost every week, requiring a rigorous production schedule that Oda has maintained for about 3 decades. This consistency builds a dedicated global fan base that buys the weekly magazines and then repurchases the stories in collected bound volumes. And the franchise has expanded into other media, including long-running animated series, feature films, and a hit live-action TV adaptation. Number 4. Japan actually has 24-hour cafes where patrons can pay an hourly fee to read massive libraries of manga. These establishments, known as Manga Kissa, first opened in Nagoya during the late 1970s and quickly spread throughout the country. A typical cafe has shelves containing tens of thousands of manga volumes spanning every demographic and genre. Patrons rent private booths equipped with comfortable seating, computers, and reading lights. The hourly rate generally includes unlimited access to the comic library and unlimited non-alcoholic beverages from a drink bar. The system supports the industry by allowing readers to sample new titles without having to purchase every single individual volume. Modern manga cafes have also evolved to function as sort of temporary accommodations for travelers and workers, as they're often a little bit cheaper than standard hotels. So many locations now offer amenities like private showers, blanket rentals, and food service. And our 5th and final fun fact for today: while Hokusai is often referred to as the father of manga, Osamu Tezuka, a medical doctor, is often referred to as the god of manga for pioneering the visual techniques used in modern Japanese comics. Osamu Tezuka began drawing comics after World War II and fundamentally transformed the medium from simple comic strip cartoons into complex novel-length narratives. He introduced cinematic layouts to his panels, using close-ups, panning shots, and dynamic angles to mimic the visual language of film. His 1947 work, New Treasure Island, sold over 400,000 copies and proved that comic books could sustain long-form storytelling. Tezuka was highly influenced by the early Disney animations, which inspired his signature character design style with large, expressive eyes. This specific eye design is still one of the most universally recognized traits of Japanese animation and comics today. While his character designs were highly stylized, they were also kind of anatomically accurate, probably due to Tezuka's medical background. But it wasn't just about the innovation. Tezuka was also a very prolific creator, putting out over 150,000 pages of manga drawings during his lifetime. His most famous creations, like Astro Boy, Blackjack, and Kimba the White Lion, tackled philosophical themes like artificial intelligence, medical ethics, and environmentalism. And he established the first major television animation studio in Japan, directly linking the manga industry with anime. Now for some news you can use. If you're building your collection of manga and you want to keep it in good shape, the best thing to do is store them away from direct sunlight and try to manage the ambient humidity. Most manga volumes are printed on inexpensive, unbleached groundwood paper to keep production costs low. This porous paper has high levels of lignin, making it highly susceptible to a chemical process referred to as yellowing or foxing when exposed to ultraviolet light and oxygen over time. To prevent the degradation, store your books on shelves that don't face the windows or use blackout curtains in your reading room. You can also place your volumes in archival quality acid-free polypropylene bags to create a physical barrier against moisture and dust. Maintaining a room humidity level between 40 and 50% will stop the pages from warping and help your collection last for decades. Finally, the moment you've been waiting for. At the beginning of the episode, I asked, could it be true that manga publishers in Japan actually use more paper to print their comics than the entire country uses for manufacturing toilet paper? Well, this one just doesn't pass the smell test. It's a fallacy. While it's been repeated as a fact on the internet for decades, industrial manufacturing data shows that Japan's toilet paper production has always easily held the top spot by weight. So, where did this rumor come from? During the historic manga print boom of the mid to late 1990s, the volume of weekly and monthly comic magazines being distributed was absolutely mind-boggling. Because these massive anthologies were intended to be read quickly and recycled, they were printed on incredibly cheap, rough paper that fans affectionately nicknamed babagami, which would translate to toilet paper quality. Over time, the joke about the quality of the paper was conflated with the quantity of the paper. But even at the height of the 90s print boom, manga could never really surpass the need for toilet paper. I mean, most people love manga, but everybody poops. Now, I hope you enjoyed learning a bit about manga with me today, and be sure to tune in every weekday for even more fun facts. Fun Facts Daily is an Airwave Media podcast. It was written, recorded, mixed, and edited by me, Kyle Wood. Thanks for sharing a part of your day with me. Be sure to follow Fun Facts Daily on your favorite podcast app so you can keep the good stuff coming your way every day. And if you like the show, please do me a favor and leave a kind rating, review, or just tell your friends about it.